It's always good to lean them forward so it's sort of similar to how they would be drinking from their mother. You wouldn't want to do it on their back. And then if you have a problem getting them to drink, pulling the nipple away a little bit makes them try harder.
In Austin, about 1,200 underage kittens come into our city shelter every year, which is unfortunately a kill shelter. And one of the groups of animals that gets euthanized are kittens under the age of 6 weeks old. If they can't eat well on their own, then they can't stay at the shelter. And oftentimes they can't stay at the shelter anyway if they're not old enough to be spayed or neutered, which occurs at 8 weeks. In 2008, when we started with Austin Pets Alive rescuing animals, we didn't have a Bottlebaby program yet, so we weren't able to save any of those. In 2009, we saved 200 because we just started at the end of the season. And then in 2010, we were able to save 800 kittens, and this year we're hoping to save all 1,200 kittens. The Bottlebaby program is completely dependent on volunteers. We have anywhere from 10 to 30 kittens in the ward at a time, and all of those have to be fed every 2 to 6 hours. We have a group of maybe 20 to 30 volunteers that rotate around the clock to come in, and we're always trying to build that base up. And the kittens can be in all different stages of development. They might be a couple days old, they might be a few weeks old, they might be even over a month old. And it just depends, each volunteer knows that when they show up, it's kind of a wild card as to what they're going to be dealing with. And it's a really fun way to volunteer because you're not stuck with kittens at your house. You don't have to get up every 2 hours every night. If you can commit to one feeding shift a week even, that's a really big part of this. So the Bottlebaby program also needs volunteers in other areas. It's not just feeding. We need help with the medical care of the kittens. We need help with transporting them from Town Lake Animal Center. We get 3 to 5 calls a day to pick up kittens, and so we're constantly in need of people to just go pick them up and bring them over to our building so that we can take care of them immediately and they don't have to sit in a cage at the shelter with no food. We're also looking for help with coordination of the Bottlebaby program. It's a tremendous amount of work just to keep the calendar going, to keep supplies stocked, to keep training new volunteers and getting new volunteers in the door, and keeping track of which cats are where. So it's a lot of work, and a lot of it goes on with the hands-on feeding, but a lot of it also goes on behind the scenes to make sure that it's all successful. The formula that we use is very expensive. We go through a ton of kitten food. So one of the big things that we are always in need of is our monetary donations for to sustain the Bottlebaby program. The third thing that we always need are foster homes. Fostering is a great way to have kittens in your life for a few weeks, and then they get old enough to go to adoption, and you can move on to the next litter or take a break. It's a really rewarding experience. I have kittens at my house right now, and they're really fun to watch as they start opening their eyes, they start learning how to walk around the room, they start becoming more like regular cats, and it's really, really cute. Austin Pets Alive is mostly run by volunteers, and we're always looking for people to help with the Bottlebaby program, and the best way to get involved is to go to our website at austinpetsalive.org and click on volunteer, or you can email us at volunteer@austinpetsalive.org. The great thing about volunteering with Austin Pets Alive is that your time directly creates a life saved, and without the volunteers, we wouldn't be able to save the number of lives that we've got.